All right, welcome back to the Sooner Surge, and we have a Big 12 tournament champion. The Oklahoma Sooners pretty much dominated the weekend with the two games they played, dominated Iowa State in run rule fashion, and then today in the Big 12 championship game, they were able to beat Texas by the score of 6-1, guys. And they kind of pulled away there in the fourth inning. But let's just kind of talk about it. Braden, give me your thoughts on the game today. We'll just talk about the Texas game.
Wow, it was really good. It came
Yeah,
it came out and pitched pretty good and hit the ball good.
yeah. May with the start. She had a couple base runners there early on. Got out of that jam. I think it was second inning.
Yeah.
Um, when Texas tied it, you had Haley Lee, guys. Haley Lee with the solo shot.
MVP.
Yeah.
She was announced as the MVP of the tournament. Um, she was 4 for 5 in the tournament, 2 for 2 today. I mean, what else can you say about this girl? I mean, she just, I read a quote from her after the game about how the first inning, you went kind of quietly, and then she talked to the ones that had been up to the plate, and they kind of told her what the girl was throwing first pitch, and she said, and they told her to go after it. She did, hit the home run. She said she put a great swing on it. So really good, Haley Lee. And then she also had that other hit in the fourth inning, I believe, to get it started. So
Where Burrito, yeah. That
Yep.
inning, one thing she also said in the post game I noticed was she talked about that play specifically on the base running. And she talked about, I think it was Burrito that hit that ball
yeah,
that
Yeah.
was chasing her around. She talked about, and this stands out to me, guys, and we talk about this ad nauseum. It's the Patty Gasso effect and just the high expectation she has. And again, we hear a quote from Haley Lee that is proving that Patty Gasso is not someone who just expects these things on Saturdays or in the big time games. She expects these every day at practice. And Haley Lee talked about how they're always pushed at practice to go the extra base. Like it's something they focus on to push base running, to go the extra base and be aggressive. And it showed. And that was a huge, guys, that was a huge turning point, really, that kind of uh, helped them just expand in this game and win in pretty dominant fashion. But it's those kinds of plays that are championship teams that they make. And again, it's something small that maybe some people don't notice, but man, really turns out to be huge.
well, and Brito on that double, she took that extra base on third, and then you had the wild pitch that allowed her to go home. I
Yeah.
mean, if she's not at third, she doesn't score on that next, on that wild pitch. So, and any type of insurance run, I mean, you give, OU an extra run. It's like the announcers were saying during the game. It's like you can't let them get, off errors or whatever it may be. You can't allow them the chance. They will take it, and that's what happened. Even in the was at the sixth inning where, when Ball,
Yeah.
on her hit, she ended up getting a triple because of the bad
Yeah.
throws. But I want to talk about Ball for a second, okay? Jordy Ball is unreal, okay? And I'm not talking about just her pitching. You don't see many girls in me that you watch on softball that are the pitcher and are that athletic. I mean, she is a pure athlete. She pinch ran in the whatever inning that was the fourth, I believe, and
Yeah.
scored a run. She stole a base and then scored a run that inning. And then in the sixth, gets the single to drive in a run, ends up at third on that one. And then the play she made scoring from third on that ball that was hit was unreal. I mean, the girl looked right at her and she kind of held she thought she was holding ball on third, and as soon as she threw it, she took off. And then the head first slide into home, guys. I mean, it's just the athleticism by Jordy Ball it's unmatched. I mean, from a pitcher in college softball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, when you're playing against this OU team, one analogy, and I like to use analogies, but it's almost like you're in quicksand or you're in some kind of a pit that the walls are just getting closer and closer and closer when you're playing them. You can't make mistakes because every mistake you make, it's compounded or anytime they take an extra base and you just start sinking and sinking, or the walls start caving in on you, I mean, that's the best analogies I can give against playing. It's got to feel that way against when you're playing the Sooners, because you have no room for error against a team that could. I mean, let's be honest, OU could make an error or two and they would probably still be okay, but they don't even do that. They don't make errors.
No.
They don't make mistakes. They push you to the limit. They run the bases. They have athleticism everywhere. They got girls that can hit all through the lineup. Grace Lyons yesterday. I mean, they got girls all through the line. Their defense is unmatched. No one can touch it. And then you got the three-headed monster pitching. It's you're just sinking. You're sinking. As soon as the game starts, it's on a downward spiral from the get-go. And guys, this team, we're going to find out tomorrow on Selection Sunday what their future looks like. It's probably not going to matter who they come up against. It is going to be intriguing who's going to be in their region and who they're going to host, and then moving forward. But man, there's teams that get nervous, and there's teams like OU just seem to be excited about every opportunity they get just to go out there and play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it to me, is how you're right about some teams get nervous and some teams just are so elite that they don't. But what this team does is, like when they got that run up earlier, it was 1-0. Well, Texas did get that solo shot to make it 1-1, and you're like, okay. But almost like a one-run deficit against OU feels like a mountain because of the pitching. I mean, if, May allowed that one run, but guys, I mean, the ERA on the staff, I mean, it's like you got to hold this team down. And that's why I watched a little bit of Alabama the other night, a couple nights ago when Montana Fouts was pitching. Man, that girl's got some great stuff. Montana Fouts, I mean, I don't. And they didn't even make the SEC championship game. Tennessee's really hot over there in the SEC. I don't know if they ended up winning tonight. I'd have to look. They were playing, I believe, South Carolina I think they did win. They were playing South Carolina for the SEC championship. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see on the regional and everything, and then the super regional, obviously. But OU's going to be in the College World Series. OU's going to win the College World Series. I think we all know that, right? I mean, would that just be the biggest shock?
But we still. But yeah, but that's the great thing, is you still want to watch greatness like this. Hey,
Hey,
Braden.
But
Jay.
Yeah.
Step by step. Don't say it yet. Step by step.
Hey, I've been saying step by step all year long because I've been the one thinking they might lose a game before that. But I don't know. This team has the uncanny ability with the pressure on to seem like just even make a longer distance between them and the opponents. I mean, so we'll see. I mean, obviously, you can't count it until it happens. But this team, if they win out and run the table, will be the best college team in the history of college softball. Bar none.
Jay.
Yeah.
Did you see Burritos play? Her diving.
Yeah, Burrito's unreal. Burrito's an unreal player. I mean, I don't even know. Some of these girls on this team, it's just hard to explain. I mean, and today you had the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters just really, they played really well. And I think that's what Patty Gasso said after the game, is she was real excited for those hitters there because they all played really good and had some good at-bats and really helped the team in timely situations. So yeah, I was wondering who was going to start today. Before the game, I was like, is it going to be May? Is it going to be Ball? But I like what they did. They had May start, go to almost 4 innings there, I think, and then Ball bring it in to close it out. I mean, you got a 2 or 3 run lead with Ball coming in. I mean, that's pretty much going to be Ball game, right? So yeah, man. And Haley Lee is an outstanding story. Just how dominant she's been this year. I mean, I think we had what we talked about the other night on the awards, and we were talking about Sydney Sanders. But yeah, Haley Lee is by far the newcomer of the year on this team. I mean, just what she's done in this year, and she's 13 home runs now in the year for Haley Lee. It's just, golly, what a great tournament for her first Big 12 tournament.
Hey, I got cut off there for a minute. I had something buzzed in, but yeah, I mean, what Braden said, it is, you still have to do it step by step. And the thing is, Braden, that's what Gasso's telling him too. Gasso never gets ahead of herself. She doesn't put the cart before the horse. She knows what's driving this thing. She's the driver. She's got everyone on the right mentality. And you know what? If you could take if you could bottle up just even a couple of ounces of the culture and just the camaraderie that this group has, you could sell it for $1 million. Where everyone would want this. That if you could just bottle a little bit of what they have there, that's the crazy thing. They've got so much just passion for each other, care for each other. Culture is top notch, and it's because of her and what she's created there, and everyone's bought in. And that's why people want to watch this team. People
Well,
just
and
want to
it's
see what they're going to do next.
Well, and it's really cool when you see the transfers like Haley Lee and Storako and Sanders. These girls that come from another. Storako came from Michigan, power. I mean, top school. Great college, but she steps in here and it's just like you said, the instant camaraderie, the culture, and it's just unreal. Haley Lee. I mean, it's great to watch for sure. So now we'll move on to the selection show tomorrow night at 5:00, I believe. See where the Norman region, see who's going to be in it with them. Then obviously you have that as a double elimination, and then you move on to the super regional, which is best 2 out of 3.
But
Yeah, go ahead, Braden.
now let's do predictions.
Predictions on.
Like who's going to be in OU's regional?
Oh my gosh!
I mean, that's too hard to even. I know.
I think
I
that's
look
pretty-
for an SEC opponent.
Yeah.
You know what? If somebody could look on their phone right now, I'd be interested to see. TU was in the championship game of their conference day against UCF. Did they win? Does anybody know?
No.
They didn't. It was going to be a tough chore to win that game.
Got beat pretty handily.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be. Their UCF's a good team. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see who is. You know what shocked me about this Big 12 tournament was Baylor and OSU getting knocked out early.
Yeah.
Especially OSU because, Maxwell kind of struggled again.
Yeah. But listen, Jay, she's not the pitcher as she was last year.
Yeah, has she just not had the numbers, huh?
She's not had the numbers.
Interesting. Yeah, and, Baylor was hot. I think they had just swept Texas going into the tournament. And they
That was shocking, honestly. I can't believe Baylor lost Iowa State, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy that Brito, Lyons, Jennings, just all the infielders can play defense.
Yeah. It's crazy. What else is crazy is some of these girls, does it not feel like we've said their name for the last, 6, 7 years? You've heard their name. It seems like they've been there forever. And you got Lyons is a senior, but Jennings isn't, is she?
No.
I don't
know. Hanson will be back.
Yeah. I don't know.
Boone back.
So, yeah, this team is just rolling. And I'd love to see, obviously them run to the table and be the best team to ever play a game in college softball.
Yeah. And as far as predictions, Braden, let's see the regional tomorrow on Selection Sunday, and then pod one up on Monday. Get some predictions from each one.
Okay, I will say this though. I do want to see them play Alabama.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No,
I want to see them against Fouts. Obviously,
for sure.
The UCLA rematch would be great.
100%, 100%.
I tell you who I'd like to play.
What, UCLA?
No, Tennessee.
Tennessee, I would too, because OU's moving to the SEC.
You know why?
Why?
Donahue. I don't like.
Oh, I forgot about that, Braden. Yeah.
Braden, that's a great point. That would be a great matchup.
Like her.
What?
I can't stand that little girl.
Oh, I like her.
Hey.
Oh, Braden.
I like her.
Hey, she
still got
didn't
the
fit with
Jumpman shirt.
She didn't fit with OU's culture, though.
No, but you know,
she's a great girl. I like Mackenzie Donahue.
Hey, guess what? She's playing there.
Second base or
no
shortstop.
Yeah,
I knew she would move to the infield. Yeah, she's made some really good. She made some great plays, Braden. I saw them.
She is awful.
No, she made some great plays. Hey, I would love to see that matchup, though. OU will be moving to the SEC, so. But
all I can think of, guys,
UCLA would be a great matchup too.
Again, I always compare things, but when I see OU versus Tennessee, Jay, you know what I'm talking about, and I see Donahoe here with against OU, all I'm going to think about is Kit.
Oh yeah.
You know
Kid.
that, Jay? Kit, League of Their Own.
Oh,
Little
don't Mc,
sister. The little
Mackenzie
sister,
Donahue.
isn't it?
What?
Huh?
What? I know who you're talking about, but
What was the catcher's name? Gail?
I don't remember. You know how many years it's been since I've seen League of Their
Hey,
Own?
here's the comparison though. The catcher in that game, legit, right?
You know who played the catcher?
No.
Oh yeah, it was what is her name?
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis.
Yeah. Anyway, we've kind of got off topic, but guys,
OU is in a league of their own though. I will say that.
that's
Yes.
true. That's true. And
But-
Braden, great point on Donahue. I totally kind of just forgot
I
that she's
cannot stand her.
Oh, Braden. She's a good, I mean, she's a great
Let's-
great player. Come on, Braden. Anyway,
All right,
guys.
boys.
Hey, we'll do another pod tomorrow to the selection show. Thanks for joining us. Please hit the subscribe button. Also, leave
Subscribe.
comments. We appreciate it. Boomer.
Boomer.